YorkCountyDining.com presents The White Rose Cooking Show.
Daisy, I believe we were successful. Yes, I sense that your uncle's spirit is at last free. This house is cleansed.
Oh, Victor! Victor, how can I ever thank you enough? Oh, Victor!
Your happiness is all the things I need, Daisy, darling. But perhaps a bit of fresh air to clear my mind after such a strenuous spiritual session might do me just a bit of good. If you will excuse me, my darling.
Of course, Victor. Darling.
Just a breath of fresh air is all I require. Some fresh air.
Why don't you follow Mr. Von Lustig and make sure that he's looked after?
Of course, Professor. I shall follow him closely. That is, I shall look after him, sir.
There's a good man. Daisy, are you all right?
Yes, Edmund, I'm fine. It's just...
It's just that you've grown so accustomed to having your Uncle Charles haunt this grand old house that, well, it's be difficult to adjust to having him gone.
Yes, Edmund, that's it exactly.
I don't think that's something you'll have to adjust to just yet, Daisy.
Whatever could you mean by that, Professor?
Well, look, Daisy, you know that I care for you deeply. Well, there's no gentle way to put this to you. Daisy, you have been duped by a career charlatan whom I fear has no interest in you other than your family fortune.
How could you say such a thing? Did you not witness what we all just saw?
I dare say, Daisy, I witnessed everything you did, but with a rather more rational and dispassionate eye than you.
How dare you? You are nothing more than a petty little man who cannot believe in anything greater than science. Get out! Get out of my sight!
I will not.
I beg your pardon. You will get out of my house at once, or I will have you removed!
Daisy, sit down and be quiet! Now, you will listen to reason. And if you still wish me to leave, after you've heard what I have to say, well, then I shall gladly be gone from your life forever. Look, I can love you, yet live without you, Daisy, but I could not and will not love you and let you live inside of a terrible lie.
You love me?
Yes. Yes, I love you with all the passion my heart can muster, so believe me when I tell you these things. This man is not who he seems, nor has he done the things he claims to have done. Look here, the candle, the one that seemingly floated on thin air, well, it actually floated on a thin wire manipulated from Victor's chair. You see? Oh, and the sudden fires from the furnace. Ooh, this one you'll love. Now, a simple mix. A simple mix of rice paper, you see, yes, and let's see, I've got some right here, some of that explosive I had before, yes, photographer's flash powder here, right, triggered by a flint device hidden in his palm, produced the desired effect. You see?
And the portrait? More wires, I presume?
Very astute. Yes, I presume so, Daisy. There's more, dear. It shan't be easy for you to hear.
It's all right, Victor. I'm all right. Tell me all of it.
As you wish. His name isn't Victor Von Lustig. It's rather one of his many aliases, and evidently his favorite that he uses for swindling money from unsuspecting and, well, forgive me for saying so, darling, emotionally vulnerable women. And incidentally, the same one he used to sell the Eiffel Tower to an American tycoon. It's rather ingenious when you think about it. Sorry. His name is actually Louis Nathan Clark. Yes, the ringleader of the great diamond scam of San Francisco. You might have read about it in the newspapers. Also known as George C. Parker, the man who sold New York monuments to wealthy tourists. Also known as Looney Lucy Smith, where, after a brief stint on Broadway, he broadened his career from confidence games to bank robbery and murder. Also known as Randolph Soapy Smith, where, after he had married himself...
It's quite enough! It's quite enough. You've convinced me, Edmund. Oh, what a fool I've been.
Oh, it's not foolish to want to believe in something, Daisy.
Oh, good God! I just realized I'm married to that monster.
No, Daisy, no, you are not.
Oh, but I just exchanged vows with him in plain view of all these witnesses.
He wed you under false pretense and an assumed name, which means that your wedding is null and void in the eyes of the law and these good people here, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
No matter when he might try to flee, you would still be Miss Daisy Grubb.
Flee? You mean he's already gone? The family fortune?
He's safely locked away in a local Pinkerton's boat, Miss Daisy. The professor and I had it moved there as soon as we suspected that Victor here was the infamous Louis N. Clark, also known as George C. Parker, also known as...
I've actually already gone through the also known as list, old boy. Sorry. Press on.
By the by, I caught him descending the rope down to the bottom of the ice house, where I dare say he found none of your cold, hard cash, Miss Daisy.
Excellent pun, that, huh? Now, would you be kind enough to lock our guest in the wine cellar until the constables arrive?
With pleasure, Professor.
That's a good man.
Daisy, you stay there. You, over here.
You want me over there?
Yes, over here.
Careful,
Come here.
Don't worry, Daisy.
Awfully clever, aren't you, Professor Persnickety?
It's persimmon.
Shut up! Say goodbye to your brainy boyfriend, Daisy. Oh. You're next!
Daisy. Ruffian. Here, take that.
But how? I shot you!
Brains over bullets, Mr. Clark. My latest invention. The impermeable. Now, secure him in the wine cellar and do be more careful this time, Sir Han.
My apologies, Professor. This way, if you please, Mr. Clark.
What are you looking at? Next time I'm shooting him in the face!
Hadn't thought of that.
Oh, Edmund. Oh, if you hadn't been looking out for me.
No, Daisy, really. So long as you're unharmed, all is well. Well, it would appear that all is not well after all.
More wires, Edmund?
There are no wires present, Daisy.
But you said...
I mistakenly assumed that this was another of Clark's parlor tricks. However, I must conclude that your Uncle Charles is, just as I had suspected all along, actually haunting this house.
Oh, whatever shall we do now, Edmund?
Well, we shall simply avoid any mystical legerdemain whilst implementing my scientific apparatus comprised of Teslonic circuitry in order to establish a psychoplasmic interspatial communications conduit.